Breathe. So this last week, kind of the worst. Hanging in there. I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you're doing as best as you can and taking care of yourself. If things weren't challenging enough, I had my wisdom tooth out and that just sucked. So last week was kind of a fun video because I got to show off moving through stuff, processing stuff, getting rid of stuff, letting go of stuff. Now, this space is just a lot easier to live in. How did we get to this point? Like, if I had a time machine and I could go back the jagged line of acceptance. I'm Willie, and I'm making a video today about my plants and existential dread and domestic malaise, and I'm really glad you're here. I think together we can focus on, I don't even know what we're focusing on today, but I'm okay with that. There have been a few updates, and that being said, let me just talk to you about a few things that are happening here. This is the Thai Constellation Monstera that both inspires me and haunts my executive functioning, and it's like everything that makes me feel like a success and failure domestically. And then I'm thinking about like, you're exaggerating, Willie. No, I'm not. There we go. Back to the plant. This one has had a little bit of an improvement. And I want to say thank you so much to the person who left me the comment to look into this browning on the underside of the leaves and telling me that it could be rust fungus. Because, drum roll, I think it was because I treated it with a fungicide and it's getting better. How wild is that? I know. But I'll take what I can get this week. But yeah, the leaves all look more healthy and robust. And there's like a little bit of lag time for when I like filmed that last video. So it's been more than a week. So I've been treating it, doing good on following up with the fungicide treatments. And even the worst leaves, it has arrested the problem. And on the top side, a lot of the brown spots are just gone, which is awesome. And even more exciting, if I can get to focus, we have a new leaf emerging. So that is a chance for a healthy and healing Monstera. I'll show you the other one too. Why not? This is the other one. This leaf did have a lot of brown spots on the top. I'm gonna pan back, look at that. And now, as you can see on the underside, it looks way better. And it's only been like 2 weeks. This is so exciting. You know, as more stuff emerges, I don't think this will be as important. Like, it'll just be a bump in this plant's journey. Anyways, this one seems to have the start. It's like not even really think there's the slightest nub in there that I think could be another leaf starting to emerge on this one as well. So it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, yeah, you know, yeah, very Midwestern. It's not too exciting, you know, it's pretty exciting. This is an update and a half. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. But this is the Hoya Rope that is like my heritage go-to. And this thing got mealy bugs. And it got infested so fast, I don't even know what happened. And I'm really nervous that it got on like other plants because inevitably like that could easily happen. But I haven't found anything yet. And again, in these dark times, I'm not gonna borrow trouble. So let's just hope that it didn't spread to everything. I gave it a long semi-hot shower and then I sprayed it with this new product that I'm really liking. That's probably controversial if you're not into these chemically products. And these days, I'm both liberated and ashamed to admit that I'm doing that. I'm not gonna do just neem oil anymore for these pests. Bio-advanced houseplant, insect, and mite control. I had good luck with this before with spider mites, and it seemed to work. So it's like holy water on the devil. Let's just give it a little bit, you know? These days, it's like the Conjuring universe meets your local garden center. Ugh, a lot. So here's a little sneak peek of something that me and Nick are working on for the holidays. This is some dishes. These are some dishes. This is china. This is a china pattern called Segovia, and it's by Nortaki. And this last weekend, took a little trek to Ohio and got a whole bunch of this because we already owned a fair amount, and I really can't take the credit for this level of taste because Nick was the founder of this china pattern in our household. But we have really extended out the amount of dishes, and this was kind of like a windfall. And then, like one of those ultra amazing things that happens when you find something you really want on Facebook Marketplace. And then you can see over here we have even more of this. I don't want to give away all the fun yet because I'm going to make a whole video about it, but just want to give you a little sneak peek. Now on to the emotional core reflection and my choices, where it's going. I was looking at plans to fill the God-shaped hole, and now I'm looking to just like exist with my plants. I no longer want representations and reminders of like stuff that's, for lack of a better word, languishing and dying. Regrets and stuff. I think that's like a part of life. Like, I want to reframe that because I spent a really large portion of my adulthood being like, I don't want to look back. I don't want to do regrets. I live in the moment. I don't like want to process all this stuff. But now I'm finding that there's like a lot of blockages. Like, you know, all these disordered behaviors that I have, never looking at anything, have really led to me like filling this and a lot of other areas of my house with random stuff that starts out with like the best laid plans and intentions, but then becomes a portion of my undoing, or like maybe part of my unhappiness or uncomfortability. Neutral isn't feeling like seeing red and feeling rage when you're looking at your plants. So that may sound a little extreme, but if you've ever felt like that, feel free to like sound off. Let me know. I love getting that sacred rage out into the universe, especially with something as controllable as plants. Yeah. This is a Snow Queen pothos. It was all made from cuttings from a really nice Snow Queen, but then me and my friend Kathy took it even further and made cuttings of the really, really white leaves. This was also a gift from Kathy, so thank you, shout out. And I think it just looks the best. As far as variegated plants go, which is kind of the raison d'etre of my collection, the Snow Queen pothos is like kind of top because it just looks so clutch. Like, that doesn't even look like it should exist in nature. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. But also, this is fun. Like, this is really fun because it's the best example of what I want to see. And I kept adding things that like weren't as good as this. Like I had a marble pothos. I had global green pothos. Like all these different things that led me in an evolutionary sense, not a revolutionary, well, no, that's not really true. But in an evolutionary sense towards like this plant. And that's the revolution, is just knowing all along that I should have just gotten the very specific and sadly like a more expensive variety. But for me, it would have been worth it. And I could have bought like 50 of these for the price of like what I've spent on other pothos that I ended up aesthetically not liking and kind of failed. And no shock, a lot of pothos are going to show up on my list. Wow, this is hard to handle. Like me. This is the Philodendron biliatai, and it's getting really big. It looks really ugly and really alien, but like cute ugly, you know? Kind of like an organic. What's a good example of something that's like ugly but cute? A hairless hamster. Yeah, this is one I would buy again because I feel like I am perpetually trying to like put out an aesthetic that is from another world. It's actually doing really well. And when I really like something, I take better care of it, I think, and it's kind of more precious. So this is a very precious plant to me. If this dies, I'm just getting like another one right away. A little dog update too. Whispers is taking in the rays. Bear is running around in the hallways like it is the best day ever, which kind of is. I'm watching British Bake Off. This year it took me a little longer to get into it, but now I'm like super into it. I think there's only a few episodes left. Now I want to start baking a bunch of stuff. Like I'm feeling very inspired. Every year I do a pumpkin pie, and the pumpkin pie that I'm obsessed with is the caramelized honey pumpkin pie that Claire Saffit's made, but I've adapted it to have a gluten-free crust. And now I'm remembering I actually made a video about it last year because I love it so much, but I forgot that I even did that. So now what's great is I don't even have to get out my recipe because I have that video to watch. I've solved my own problem. This, yeah, I would buy these Epipanatum pothos so many times. These are the best. They're so good because the leaves are so sophisticated. You know, like this is what I want to see. Like I like the long, elongated, long forms, the little holes, variegation, and the all around good, clean, fun. So the Epipanatum I would definitely rebuy. And I have the marble one over here, which I feel like I showed in the last video, but like it's right there. This is doing really well. This is one that got substantially chopped and propped, and then it's looking like it's gonna make it through. I water propagated these from like one very small plant from last year that I got about this time last year, and just look at what difference a year can make, as they always say. But in this case, I'd say that is pretty good progress. And the variegation on like this in this pot, if I'm remembering correctly, it had like 2 different plants. And the one gives these really nice stable leaves, and the other one now is starting to throw at least a little bit of like a little bit of green on there, because for a while I was doing a lot of ghost leaves. I had some issues with that. So, you know, who knows if that will continue, but the Syngonium albo, I really like it. And this plant is, I think, my favorite Syngonium. Had the Syngonium confetti. Ended up falling out of love with that and moving on, and now we're on to this one, which is kind of the creme de la. I think certain things are better than others and some stuff sucks. But the biggest thing, like that was like 40 minutes to me tell you that I would love to know like your top favorite and then your least favorites. Oh, I would say this is kind of fun. I had my variegated Monstera adansonii with the ever-present, seems to be there's always like a brown spot no matter what I do. And this one I have lamented about my piss poor care and not watering and then going on a trip and it's in a small pot. Like this will get better. We have a new leaf that came out super nice. Do you see that? Right there, that's it. I like the variegated adansonii, and another thing that I like is I like a small amount of this. Like I'm not gonna get it big this time. I used to have a really big like standard run-of-the-mill Swiss cheese friend. And, you know, it just kind of did that thing where it got so long and so leggy that it kind of languished and I didn't like it anymore. And for this, I kind of just like keeping one little thing. I think my goal is like 3 propagations from this, and then I'm going to stop. And that's going to be it. And it's going to be like this little compact, little pot with good head of hair of variegated adansonii leaves. And you know what? I think this is luxurious because it's variegated, even though nowadays it's not that expensive. I'm using this mouthwash, and it's a lot. I'm just going to be honest. Well, here is one that I would rebuy, even though it's not doing that good. And this is my Monstera Peru that got the extreme haircut, and for some reason isn't doing that well. If you have any idea why this plant isn't doing well, please let me know, because I repotted it, I trimmed the roots back, I've been fertilizing it regularly, I dusted enough, the soil mix I know is good, it's had no fungal problems. I look it over for pests all the time. I don't know, but if it dies, which it could, I'll get another Monstera Peru. Smile through life. That's some good themes. I think I would buy this again. The Shangri-La pothos. If I could go back in time in a machine, I would just buy a lot of exotic cultivars of pothos and some variegated monsteras. Yes, I'm so happy. And I'm comfortable with that. I'll own that. I would buy my dead spinach plant again. This is ultra fun because like when you get a look at it, it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But how can that not be the best thing? Like it's so weird. It's so fun. That's good, you know? I mean, an honorable mention. I am to be determined if I would buy the philodendron tortum again. I don't know yet. And that is the best thing about not having a time machine or a functioning crystal ball. Things can go either way. And that can be a bitter pill to swallow. Let's see. Now I got to tap into letting some stuff out. Gonna let some demons out. The plants that I would not buy again.
The anthurium fingers, queen anthurium.
Got so many anthuriums on this list. I'm gonna say the alocasia frydek, but we all know I'm gonna buy one if I see another good example, especially if it's variegated. I don't think I'd buy this again. The lemon lime philodendron. I hate this thing because it doesn't ever grow right and it looks just like it's not thriving. What's the point of living if you can't feel alive? I wouldn't buy this, the variegated Hoya Rope, because I fear it has mealy bugs, and even apart from that, it's grown like 1 inch in 3 years. So, no. Well, thank you for watching and hanging out with me today. I feel better. I feel like the stagnant veil of anxiety and dread is slowly lifting from this house. And then literally as I said that, an ambulance is like going right outside my house. Okay, you're the best. Take care of yourself. Sending you good vibes and hoping that you're hanging in there. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.